marihuana, ganja, hierba, daga, yesca, potiguaya, mota, comarazza, marihuana pues.
Se puede encontrar aquí en Cataluña respecto al tema hachís, marihuana, o sea, de alguna manera una parte muy grande de la juventud pues lo consume. La mayoría de veces pues los padres no lo saben, pero hay casos en los que pues, los padres encuentran que no es una cosa tan importante como podría ser la cocaína o las pastillas, y lo consienten bastante. El sistema, bueno, legalmente hablando, pues no está permitido, pero muchas veces la policía, si te encuentra cantidades pequeñas, pues no le da mayor importancia y te deja pasar.
La revista Cáñamo surgió de una iniciativa personal mía, dentro de una asociación que se llama Asociación Ramón Santos para Estudios del Cannabis de Barcelona. No promovemos el consumo, aunque podría parecerlo, puesto que de lo que hablamos es de lo que hay. Esta planta es así, se produce de este modo y surge de la naturaleza. Y explicamos por qué surge de la naturaleza de ese modo, simplemente. Y luego informamos de todo lo que es el entorno acerca de ella, ya sean las leyes, ya sea el aspecto terapéutico o medicinal, ya sea el aspecto recreativo también. Y bueno, hablamos de dónde se produce en otros lugares del mundo, hacemos crónicas de viajes, etcétera, etcétera. Lo que es una revista con unos contenidos como es la nuestra.
Los libros que aquí editamos son libros que por una buena parte hablan del cáñamo, o sea, del cannabis o del hemp, como lo llaman ustedes. Hemos publicado una buena treintena de libros, de bonitos libros ilustrados, un poco caros para digamos, la clase media, de gente liberales, fumadores, que se escondían hasta entonces, y fuimos los primeros en publicar mucho y en salir un poco de la clandestinidad. Hemos hecho muchos actos, muchos coloquios, hemos actuado mucho a muchos niveles para hacer ruido en cuanto a este escándalo planetario que es el tratamiento que le hacen al cáñamo, que es una planta que tiene muchos buenos aspectos a muchos niveles, y nosotros la verdad nos ubicamos más que otra cosa en el cáñamo como estupefaciente, que también tiene sus grandes ventajas. Vamos a ver un poco los libros que hay. Aquí, por ejemplo, es la primera guía en francés de cultura del cáñamo, y es cultura del cáñamo en armarios pequeños, en closets, ¿no? Para poder hacer su propio cáñamo en su propio piso en la ciudad, cosa que es totalmente ilegal. Este libro, Fumée clandestine, humo clandestino, de Jean-Pierre Galland, Érase una vez el cáñamo, es el primer libro completo que fue publicado aquí en este país sobre el cáñamo, ya hace como unos casi 10 años, un poco menos. Este señor Jean-Pierre Galland es objeto de todas las quejas y de todos los pequeños trastornos que pueden crear las autoridades. O sea, tuvo como 1000 juicios y le esperan 1000 más. Libro que habla un poco de todo, pero que más que nada defiende la causa del cáñamo bajo todos los ángulos, que sea el ángulo industrial, porque con el cáñamo se puede hacer papel, se pueden hacer hasta casas, se pueden construir de cáñamo totalmente, y es muy ecológico y es muy económico, y se puede hacer ropa con el cáñamo. Todo esto está en este libro, pero también está, y era la primera vez realmente que salía esto en este país, el punto de vista del consumidor de cáñamo, del consumidor que lo fuma o lo come, que lo ingiere de algún modo. Aquí salió el tomo 2 también, bueno, de lo mismo, de este mismo señor. Son bestsellers estos libros se venden muy bien, los grandes almacenes, las grandes librerías del país nos los piden por docenas y docenas y docenas, se sigue vendiendo 10 años después. ¿Por qué nos hacen todo eso? ¿Por qué la prohibición? Nosotros aquí creemos que la prohibición es el mejor monopolio posible, o sea que es organizar el tráfico clandestino, ilícito, y ahí sí que es 100% de todo, o sea, no hay ni impuestos ni nada. Y la verdad es que pensamos que sí, que es nuestros estados, y cuando digo nuestros, pienso también en ustedes, amigos mexicanos, que nuestros estados son narcotraficantes, no solo por vocación, sino por profesión y por amor del dinero, por llamarlo así, por la lana.
I think one very bad aspect of the disinformation that is spread by the government is that if you tell young people that this plant is evil, is very, very bad for them, and of course if they try it or if they see it being tried around them, they pretty soon find out that it isn't what they've been told. And so then it's easy to make the next step and to think that drugs like cocaine or heroin are not bad either. And so the worst part almost about this disinformation that's being spread by the government is that it's an obstacle to proper information to education being passed on. And this is something we badly need, is factual information about all these plants and all these products that are around.
The Greenhouse Seed Company developed a lot of strains, and we sell them in the greenhouse coffee shops in Amsterdam. One of them is the White Widow, or the White Rhino, Super Silver Haze, the Neville's Haze, the White Shark, and all those strains are unique to the greenhouse. We bred them ourselves, and if you want to smoke those varieties, you only can smoke them in the greenhouse in Amsterdam. All of them are Cannabis Cup winners. We started growing in '85, and we started the first coffee shop, the first greenhouse coffee shop in '92. We travel a lot around the world. For example, we just came back from Kenya and Tanzania, Mount Kenya. We have beautiful seeds from there again. But we go to Vietnam, we go to Laos, we go to Central Africa, we go to South America, we go to Mexico, Guatemala. And everywhere we try to find nice seeds and to try to breed them in our varieties to make new products. So that's one of the main reasons I'm the only one who's traveling around the world, basically from all the coffee shop owners in Holland, to find new seeds. And with the result that we win with the greenhouse every year a few new cannabis cups.
The college was set up in 1998 as a way of informing people about cannabis, both industrial hemp and also the drug variety, which they call recreational cannabis. For us, it was very important to explain to people who come from countries where the information is either wrong or not available. So one of the things we do is the difference between industrial hemp and drug variety hemp is a very important factor. In a lot of these countries, people think, well, if we grow industrial hemp to make paper, clothes, fuel, thousands of things, then all the people in our country they're going to start smoking from the hemp fields, and we never get any work done. The truth of the matter is over thousands of years, through breeding, industrial hemp and cannabis, marijuana to smoke is now so different. Hemp you cannot smoke, but you can do 25,000 other things with it. So upstairs we focus more on industrial hemp, like all the paint upstairs is made from hemp seed oil. A part of the inside of the building is made from hemp fibre. Just everything is hempified. My profession is I grow high THC drug variety cannabis, which gets used in Holland and all over the world as a medicine for 200 different diseases. Cannabis is not a cure for anything, apart from glaucoma, which is what makes a lot of people blind. But it does improve the quality of life for a lot of people. For people with AIDS, people doing chemotherapy with cancer, it helps these people to eat food. So what we do here is we show people, if they are going to use it for medicine, as is done here in Holland legally, to grow everything organic, and it can be done even in a public garden. About it, everybody who walks away with just a little bit of more information, of objective and true information, we think it will help. Because under scrutiny, cannabis, it should have no enemies. We don't advise people to start smoking. For some medical things it's very helpful. So in Holland it is June the 21st, it's the height of summer, the longest day of the year, every day. Cannabis is an annual plant. It grows in the spring when the daylight hours are getting longer, and it makes flowers when the daylight hours are beginning to shorten. Inside here you have the first female flowers, which they show these white hairs. If you see this, you know you have a female plant. And for recreational use to smoke, we use only female plants.
It's crystal. It's only crystal. This is 50 or what? This is 50.
Hey Amsterdam balcony.
When you got the hemp, you're gonna cut it over here and lay it on the floor. In Dutch it's called rotting, so you have to look it up. After a few days, they're gonna pick it off the ground, they're gonna break it to cut out the hard pieces which are here inside. This is very young hemp, so it's the vezels. What is vezels in English? The fibers aren't that long yet. They're very soft, so I break it. But those hard pieces, they're gonna get out. That's called in Dutch braken. Like to throw up. I'm very sorry for the word. When then it's done, they're gonna leave it again on the floor, and then you have these big forks, and then you go comb it. Then you're gonna pick out the last hard fibers. Then you're gonna get this very thin material. I can really see it, it's really the same.
This is our foreign hash, and this is pollinated THC powder, out of which we press our own nether hash. So this is Sensimilia pollen. This is grasstopper. Redbeard. Is red all right? Juicy fruit. It really smells juicy. Juicy fruit. Juicy fruit. Rainstorm. Almost gone. Red hair. And big bud. Nepal, very soft, I can show you. This is one of the slides that was on the internet picture. This is, they call it Marlboro Morocco because it's got the size and the shape of a package of Marlboro. This is blonde Moroccan, very soft too. Twistable hash, good quality. Now it's trading. Afghan, not the best quality, but well, you have to have it in the house because English people are used to it, so they want to have it. And this is Dutch, the Dutch cream hash, our own brand. And this is the honey Morocco. Primero. And this is also a very nice one. Bubblegum. And maybe I can show you why. It's real soft and sticky hash. The address of our internet site is www.www.shop.nl. Live dope deal webcam.
Questa sera qua stiamo facendo la parte milanese di Milano delle giornate nazionali del raccolto. Questa è la festa del raccolto di Milano, è un modo per proporre diverse politiche sugli stupefacenti, in particolar modo su quelli che in Italia vengono chiamati stupefacenti leggeri e in particolare la cannabis. Noi pensiamo che la cannabis non rechi danno a chi la consuma e tantomeno alla società, e quindi non si capisce perché sia vietata, o meglio, si capisce molto bene, e credo che il rapporto tra globalizzazione e proibizionismo sia uno di quelli che ci interessa indagare. C'è una legislazione fallimentare a livello mondiale, c'è una guerra alla droga che è fallita, e però si continua lungo questa strada. Noi diciamo che tutto ciò deve cambiare, che esistono politiche alternative in materia di droghe, politiche di riduzione del danno, su cui molti paesi, specialmente in Europa, hanno avviato sperimentazioni con buoni successi, che bisogna proseguire su quella strada per gli stupefacenti che provocano dipendenza, le cosiddette droghe pesanti, e che la droga va leggera, la cannabis, va sostanzialmente liberalizzata, o quantomeno regolamentata in maniera molto diversa da questa legislazione che anche in Italia, come in tutto il mondo, è molto repressiva, ha dei costi sociali enormi che sono inaccettabili. Larga parte dei detenuti nelle carceri italiane, ma anche nelle carceri nordamericane, sono detenuti per traffico, consumo, detenzione di sostanze stupefacenti. Questa è una follia, basterebbe un regime diverso in materia di sostanze stupefacenti, non si creerebbero gli enormi profitti del narcotraffico e soprattutto moltissime persone sarebbero libere di consumare ciò che vogliono e moltissime meno persone sarebbero nelle carceri.
And I think most people know that in 1998 we were granted licenses by the UK government, the Home Office of the UK government, to enable us to cultivate large quantities of cannabis for medicinal purposes. We have since that time established our cultivating facilities. We are growing a very large amount of cannabis, something like 50,000 plants so far. We have developed extraction techniques to make complete extracts from the plants and produce pharmaceutical grade extracts, which we have then incorporated in a number of drug delivery systems, methods of delivering the drug into the body, mainly sublingual spray, a spray that is sprayed under the tongue, and aerosols for inhalation. Recently, in May 2000, we commenced the first clinical trials in patients to demonstrate the benefits of these materials. The patients are in our trials at present are suffering from conditions like multiple sclerosis, spinal cord injury, cancer pain with nerve damage, and other peripheral nerve pains.
I'm one of the directors of product. I'm in charge of the hemp range. Hemp, fundamentally for us and for our consumers, is the most perfect oil. It's nature's most perfect oil, and it offers customers the very best antidote to dry skin problems, even eczema or something as serious as eczema. We've had customers writing to us to say, wow, you know, at last I found something that solved my dry skin problems. So really, you know, we're hearing it from the customer, and we want them to have the very best products for dry skin. We have a big business for hemp. We really feel we should have a huge business for hemp, and this really needs to be a mainstream solution for dry skin, and that really is the objective of the Body Shop going forward.
Well, we started in 1995 with our first show in Frankfurt called Bioresource Hemp, and it was the first show ever made in this century about hemp. And we had a symposium there where the worldwide status quo was given on what possibilities they have by harvesting hemp and by what we can do out of hemp and how much good hemp will be for mankind. So 1 year later, we first organized the Canna Business 1996 here in Castrop-Rauxel, and we had a big success there, and we showed everything that was related to hemp. And you will further have the possibility to see what in Germany is going on with hemp. And it was a great success with more than 10,000 visitors and a lot of press. And since then we are organizing the Canna Business each year in September, and we have a lot of fun here, and the exhibitors are growing, and a lot of products are invented each year, and some of them as well will be shown in this year. We have a company of 3 people and do marketing and events, especially for hemp, and we try to get hemp back into people's mind and show them how good the plant is and how many good things can be made out of hemp. And it will be tasty hemp burgers, and we have tasty hemp ice here, and we have everything made from hemp by textiles and cloth. And we also have wine and sparkling wine made from hemp, and beer. Maybe you will know it, Canna beer. It's very well known in Spain. And we have this year 14 countries from all over the world and 101 exhibitors showing all about hemp. Yeah, we are very proud to have a lot of TV stations here, and the interest in hemp is still growing. And the public here in Germany is very eager to find out what good products are made from hemp, and I think it will grow the market in Germany, and I hope it will grow, the market will grow all over the world.
We have seed sales mainly in European countries where sale of hemp seeds is legal. We are known already for 15 years for our quality seeds and all the different varieties that we have created.
For much of my life, about 20 years, I smuggled hashish and marijuana. I spent about 9 years in prison. I was released about 4 or 5 years ago and wrote a book called Mr. Nice, which has become a bestseller in quite a few languages. I'm often asked why I only dealt with hashish and marijuana rather than other drugs. I think it was because really 2 reasons. One, that I used hashish and marijuana myself and didn't use the other drugs much. Occasionally I tried them all, but I use marijuana and hashish on a daily basis. Secondly, I don't think that hashish and marijuana occasions any harm of any kind, and I'm happier not dealing with anything that has a potential for harm. I spend a lot of my time now legalizing or fighting for legalization of hashish and marijuana, but I would actually support the legalization of all drugs so far this year.
weed is a recreational use for me. Sometimes it inspires me to write songs, other times it just relaxes me. We spoke on marijuana on a few different records. I Want to Get High, Hits from the Bong, Light Another, Spark Another Owl, Stoned is the Way of the Walk. So it's well documented in the career of Cypress Hill, because we believe in every part of its use, from medical to recreational to industrial. Keep yourself educated as possible on everything about the marijuana laws and everything that has to do with it, because when you're involved in it, you have to know every aspect of it, and if you don't, then there's no use in trying to talk about it, because you won't represent it right. If you don't represent it right, it makes everybody look bad, and it makes it look like the people that are represented don't know what they're talking about. So you got to do a lot of research, a lot of study, and that way, if somebody asks you something, you'll know what you're supposed to tell them intelligently, rather than just talk a bunch of shit about smoking.
Yeah, a lot of Cypress Hill music is inspired by marijuana, because we grew up smoking weed since we was kids, you know what I'm saying? So it was just a natural thing for us when we started writing rhymes and making music to smoke. We'd smoke on the corner, so we started taking it off the corner, going into the studio and smoking. So we'd smoke, we'd sell weed, I'd make beats and smoke all the time, and B-Real and them would write about smoking, because that's what we did on Cypress. Every day we met up after work or whatever and smoke herb, you know what I mean? So it was just a natural thing for us to talk about and write about, and it influenced our work and the style of things we done. Weed has its different effects on different people. Some people, it picks them up or wakes them up, it inspires them. Other people, it makes real lazy. Other people, it makes them forget, and it makes them procrastinate. But too much of it, it's not good. Enough is good. It's a medicine. You don't take medicine all day, every day either. You know what I mean? It's an herb. So you have to definitely don't overdo it. Like anything, you just don't overdo it. Even the good things you don't do too much of. You don't become addicted to it. And same with any drug, but it's good for me. I get my work done. I don't forget. I'm not lazy, but I've seen some people smoking. They don't need to be smoking, because it ain't good for them. It just knocks them the fuck out. Maybe it's good for them if they want to go to sleep. They can use it as a medicine to go to sleep, but they don't need to try to function and do their work with it. You know what I mean?
It's difficult to say how it's the situation in Switzerland, because it's not in all the place the same situation. But if you have just your plants in your home or in your garden, they let you have these plants, and you can smoke at home or also in the garden or in the parks, in the streets. This is not so big problem. We have a really old law in Switzerland. That means hemp, it's a plant what we use a long time before. We have a big history with hemp, and before this was not forbidden. This was just normal. Everybody have hemp in his garden to use for clothes, for cards, for everything, strings, The law say in Switzerland that means if you have hemp for do cosmetic things or for things with clothes, this is not forbidden. Just to have hemp to smoke or to eat, this is forbidden, And this is too practical. This is really difficult, Because the police, it's not allowed for the police to come and just catch hemp plants, It's not possible, because if you say this hemp, it's not for smoke and it's not for eat, they can't do nothing,
Here in Zurich, it's a typical picture of Zurich. You can grow your plants on the roof, and it's pretty tolerated, no neighbors calling the police or stuff. And yes, we do this now since 2 years. Every year the harvest is growing bigger, but it's only for our own use, not to sell it, like to deal it or so. And in the law it is allowed, I think, to have 2 or 3 plants for each head, per person. So, but police doesn't really care about these plants.
Canadian cultivator actually visiting breeder Steve from Spice of Life. Invited me over to Switzerland because he's growing out some of his varieties. Right now the field that we're in is 2,400 square meters. We have 1,200 plants. We have approximately 30 different varieties from different Swiss, Holland, and Canadian, or North American actually, companies or seed producers. This actual site is more of a research or experimente. They're breeding out or growing out a whole bunch of different strains for different aromas. Northern Lights compared to a haze, compared to some of the new fruitier grapefruits and sweet pink grapefruit strains, which are breeder Steve has been known for, is producing some of the most aromatic strains out there. So right now we have all the different strains growing, and we're taking essential oils from each and every plant. Each plant's tagged, numbered. We know exactly what strain, what generation, and what mother plant each cutting came from. So when we finally harvest the field and we test all the oils, we know what exact plant is going to produce the best essential oils, or in certain cases growing conditions, mold resistance, different growth characteristics. Speedier strains actually would probably help because of the cold, wet nights coming in September. But so far so good. We have, like I said, many different varieties to choose from. We are learning things every day. Remarkable amounts of information is being gathered, and we're pretty close to the end. We have another month left, and we should have most of the strains in. Some of the later sativas might take a little bit longer, but so far so good.
Cannabis sativa, cannabis ruderalis, cannabis indica, cannabis, ganja, hierba, daga, yesca, potiguaya, mota, comarazza, marihuana, pues.